How will the corona crisis impact the world we are living in?
The pandemic sheds light on something we like to ignore: inequality.
The consequences of this crisis will resonate for longer. Today, we provide brief answers to big questions, and we are well aware that the full answer to this question we will only know a few years down the road. We believe the corona crisis will accelerate existing structural trends rather than create new ones. Our assessments are based on the assumption that the world just faces a short and sharp recession and it does not slip into a longer-lasting depression. In any case, the consequences of this crisis will resonate for longer, affecting individuals, companies, and countries for the years to come.
The lockdown measures, the closed borders, the closed factories really unmask how vulnerable our global supply chains are. However, these vulnerabilities have been moved into focus before. Just think of the populism, think of the trade dispute, and how this forced some of the companies to really reconsider and reorganize their supply chains. The corona crisis will likely amplify the so-called trend of reshoring, which in fact happens for different reasons. Asia is no longer the cheap manufacturing hub. At the same time, technologies really make manufacturing, producing in the Western world more competitive. So we believe that a lot of companies will try to make their supply chains less complex, maybe bringing slightly higher cost to consumers, but this really depends on how smart we can do manufacturing going forward.
We don't believe the corona crisis is going to change our social lives much. We are a very social species, and our connections are very important to our health and our well-being. We will still go out, meet friends, and enjoy ourselves. But maybe we will also show more gratitude for the little things in life. We will consume more consciously as we have realized how little it took to turn our lives upside down. Working from home will be more common, but it won't be the new normal, as we've realized that it blurs the boundaries between private life and work life.
The pandemic sheds light on something we like to ignore: inequality. Those with limited access to the healthcare system, those living under challenging conditions, and those in the rather underpaid service jobs are really those most affected by the corona crisis. Tackling inequality really helps providing resilience to an economy, and the keyword is social cohesion. So providing access to a healthcare system, providing access to a thriving labor market really instills trust into the institutions and the state. Tackling inequality has been a top political priority already before the crisis, and the crisis likely amplifies these efforts. However, at the same time, we have populism, and once distilled into action, this tends to undermine some of these efforts.
As a result of the crisis, for many companies, a longer-term threat of not being digital has become much more short-term. In the end, this means that without a proper digital setup and a proper online presence, these companies will struggle in the future. As we will use more digital services, both privately and professionally, we will face a rising risk of cyber attacks. As a consequence of that, we believe that cybersecurity will gain more and more importance going forward.
The corona crisis primarily accelerates existing trends. The world will look different, as it always does after a crisis, but neither as much as we hope nor as much as we fear.